Hi, I'm Rick Dancer. Coming up tonight on Rick Dancer Television, we're going to take you to a couple of ghost towns you haven't been to. One of them is Golden and still looks like it did at the turn of the century. The second one is a place where I probably belong. It's called Idiotville. We got that and a lot more coming up on the next half hour of Rick Dancer Television. Don't go anywhere. I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting. In 1906, 36 children still went to school here in Golden. Now, not a soul lives here. Anybody who lives in the area has the address of Wolf Creek. But still, for some reason, people come here looking for something. Deep in the forest, set back along Coyote Creek, is a place that truly lives up to its name. Golden. You'll find it 3+ miles from the Wolf Creek Tavern in southern Oregon.
When we had the opportunity to buy this before somebody else bought it and bulldozed it down, then we just started getting, grants and things like that to do the restoration work and to keep it for the people of Oregon and people that are interested in historic places.
Susan Bush is part of the Golden Coyote Wetlands Incorporated. How many of you are there?
Very small. There's only about 5 to 7 of us.
Bush and her group got into this project to create a wetlands in the valley below the town of Golden. These were the spoils left over from years of mining the mountain for gold.
It was a moonscape. It was a bombed crater. And it just looked awful.
Now, with plenty of work and care, it's coming back to life. A few years ago, the wetland workers turned their focus to what's left of the town of Golden. Why is it so important that these 4 little buildings?
It's part of Oregon and United States history, and it's still here.
Golden is one of Oregon's finest snapshots of a ghost town. Established in 1890, the post office opened 6 years later. William Rubel, a preacher, started the town. It used to be called Goldville.
I believe he was a candlelight minister, and he wanted miners that were God-fearing people. There were no prostitutes here, no bars, no saloons. He just didn't allow that.
The town sits just as it did 100 years ago. Only addition, a fake cemetery.
It was put there by Gunsmoke in the 70s for an episode. And since then, people have put grave markers there, but there's buried there.
There are still mining claims up here. How much gold did they find in Golden?
Well, about $1 million, which back in the 1890s was a lot of money. And how much they got from that time, I don't really know. Enough to have somebody be mining it up until 1990.
Now Golden is managed by the State Parks Department and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. You love this stuff.
I do. It's just so fascinating.
The church is never locked. People who live up here wouldn't allow it. It's their church. Doesn't matter who owns it.
People use this church. They go inside. We have flowers left on the altar. We have pine boughs left. People use this church. If they close the church and lock it, it would be vandalized.
Golden is one of those ghost towns that was lost, but now is found.
To find a spot like this, in this condition, that's over 100 years old, still here, is something that is absolutely not heard of.
Improvements will be made, but just so that Golden stays as it is, intact, as it should be.
ride with us Saturday, May 13th, Mohawk Valley Metric Century Ride, one of the best rides in the Willamette Valley.
The ride supports OSLP, the Oregon Supported Living Program.
For more information, visit mohawkvalley100k.org.
Find great deals on furniture, appliances, cabinets, and building materials at the Springfield Eugene Restore, benefiting Habitat for Humanity. Learn more at sehabitat.org.
Hi, I'm Patrick Olson. I'm Patrick Olson Auto Repair here in Eugene. If you need a place where you can get your car serviced at a reasonable rate, fixed right the first time, every time, come see me at Patrick Olson Auto Repair. The reason I'm on this video right now is because I'm good friends with Rick. If Rick trusts me, you can trust me too.
Millennials. Lazy, spoiled, entitled, irresponsible. But are we? You know, it's funny though, because that's the same things that were being said about our parents when they were our age. I just don't buy it. All you hear in the media is that the world's going to hell. I want to feel like my voice matters. I want to feel like I have a place in this world. I want to hear about the good things that are happening in the world. So let's talk about all this real stuff. Let's have these conversations. I mean, why not?
Credibility is huge. I mean, you put the facts together and you tell the story, the complete picture, then that builds your credibility. Trust is key, because if they don't trust what it is that you're doing every single week, then they're not going to subscribe to the paper, they're not going to buy the paper, they're going to look for other sources to find the news that they want. The best way to stay informed is pick up the paper, and if it's not in the paper, let us know that it's not in the paper so we can go find who we need to get that story. It is about them. It's about the community. That's what the paper is. It's the community paper for Cottage Grove.
A great foundation is everything. My grandfather immigrated from Italy. He taught me our family recipes. Foundations are important. Strong foundations are essential to everything good. Coburg Pizza Company, reimagining pizza one bite at a time.
Another friend we're bringing on board as a sponsor for our Rick Dancer programming is Brinker's Restoration Contractors. Carlos is a friend of mine, and he just signed up to do this because he really believes in the power of you. And what he does is he comes into your home. If you had water damage from the recent storms, or your toilet overflowed and ruined your floor, or just damaged some things, honestly, just about anything, your shower's leaking, you just need somebody who can come in and has a top-notch crew, can take care of the issues that are bothering your home and make you feel at ease. And he's super fair. I know this guy, I trust this guy, and he will not overcharge you. In fact, if anything, Carlos does stuff that he shouldn't probably do for free. He's super helpful and he's a good guy. So that's Brinker's Restoration Contractors. I'll put their logo up here. Pay attention to our sponsors, because these are the people that make all of this programming possible. And when you go in there, tell them you saw it on Rick Dancer TV. I recently had the privilege of talking to some folks who are amputees, and we were talking for one of our Get Real with Rick Dancer shows about being an amputee and what that meant, and how it doesn't have to mean it'll stop you from doing anything. As the man you're about to meet will show you.
Hi, my name is Corey Alexander. I'm an amputee. I lost my right arm in a four-wheeler accident, and I manufactured this release to shoot a bow so I can hunt. Now I will show you how it works. Pick up my bow, knock my arrow, make sure my release is set, and I hook into my D-loop with the release. I draw back.
And then tell me what you do with your cheek.
I put my pin on, get my level and my sight level, and then when I'm ready, all I have to do is open my mouth and let my jaw trigger the release. Bingo.
Kill the target.
Yeah.
Now this was a tough ghost town to find. Idiotville, Oregon. Yes, there was an Idiotville, Oregon. But nobody knows for sure where it was. We had to go back and listen to old urban legends and a lot of gossip. And we had the help of a guide named Jim Rears. Halfway between Forest Grove and Tillamook, over the river, down a logging road, and just this side of a bridge, was a logging camp called Idiotville. It's hard to find someone willing to help you search for this place.
My disclaimer is that I or none of my family have ever lived in Idiotville.
So this is not one of those places that you're from?
No.
Oh, lots of old timers have heard about it. You know how that goes. It's always someone else. Why Idiotville? So many stories.
They had this camp, and during the 46 fire decided that they would not evacuate. And so from then on, they said they referred to it as Idiotville because they're going to stay here and burn up.
Or there's this tale.
Another one is that somebody found gold and there was a gold rush, a minor gold rush. And of course they found out there was no gold here, and so anybody that responded to that was called an idiot, and their camp was Idiotville.
You can see what might have been a road or something like that. Idiotville was way out in the middle of nothing. Oh, there is a creek named after the town. You guessed it, Idiot Creek.
It was so far away from any place, and only an idiot would want to live and work there. So you pick your money and you take your choice, I guess.
There really was an Idiotville. Even a former governor recognized it.
There are a number of urban legends, if you can have urban legends out in the middle of a forest. And one of is that they were going to make a forest camp out here for trustees to do work on the forest. And when the governor said or heard that it was going to be at Idiotville, he decided we are not making a correction facility at Idiotville. Now other people think that would be very appropriate.
It's fair to say no one will ever develop Idiotville. Not gonna happen. There's a good chance no one will ever come forward and say they were born here. Imagine that birth certificate. Heck, it's not even a good place to die. To die an idiot? So why are we here? Is the person who asks to come and look at Idiotville truly the idiot?
Anytime you're in front of a TV camera, I think you're an idiot. That's my personal opinion.
Thanks, Jim. That makes two of us.
Looking for something fun for the whole family to beat boredom, be active, and have a splashing good time? For less than the cost of going to the movies, you can bring the whole family to Splash, where the weather is always perfect, the surf's always up, and no sunscreen is required. Pack a towel and head to Splash at Lively Park in Springfield. For more information, go to willamalane.org. Splash at Lively Park. It's waves of fun.
We have a new sponsor, a realtor, Equinox Real Estate, Katie Hallert. She's a real good friend of mine. She's someone I trust and you can trust. She's reliable, she's friendly, she'll work for you so hard. She's awesome. And right now she's looking for inventory. Housing market is just crunched and they need houses because there's people out there who really want to buy right now. So if you know somebody who's retiring, maybe their kids have all moved out and they're thinking about selling, now is a good time to contact Katie Hallert, Equinox Real Estate. She is the person to deal with.
Hello, I'm Leona Houston with Country Financial. I've spent years in our community helping families protect their homes, their cars, and their lives. Complete financial security doesn't end with insurance. I'm also here to help you plan for your retirement. I'm backed by a team of professionals that can help you achieve your goals. Together, we'll set up a step-by-step plan to help you reach your financial security. Let's talk soon.
My name is Antonio Vargas. I am from Lima, Peru. I came up here to follow my dreams, to be someone in life and contribute to society. Things like this when we do community services too for people, like handing out free food or whatever. I really love about that kind of stuff from McDonald's.
Good. Voila! Want some breakfast on the house, guys? Biscuits and McGriddles all day? No way!
Last year when we first started serving the muffins all day long, it was huge, huge. I mean, customers reacted, wow, you should have done this a long time ago, and finally did. And now with the McGriddles,
heck yeah!
And the biscuits, oh man, all day long, they come in and just, biscuit, McGriddle, please, please, please.
Barbers like McGriddles and biscuits all day, sure.
So I continue my growth by working hard, learning the business, going to classes, developing myself, developing my people, and that's where I am today.
Each month at Ranchito Grill, Rick Dancer TV and Ranchito Grill team up to give away 2 free dinners to one of you lucky people out there. All you got to do is go over to Ranchito Grill off of Mohawk next to McDonald's in Springfield, fill out the little form, put it in the Rick Dancer TV box. We'll draw a name out every month and you could win 2 free dinners.
What I will tell you, about our food is that we prepare everything from scratch. So we make sure we hire people that have the passion for making food. That's one of the ingredients. The other one, we make sure that our recipes, they use the ingredients that we tell them to use. And before we put it into the market, we make sure we test, try it. What I love about this business is the people. I'm a people person, so I love to interact with people, and I love to make people feel good.
Massage is to heal the human body and mind, soul, actual muscles. It helps with lactic acid, it helps with lymphatic flow. It gets fluid flowing, it gets everything nice and relaxed. My massage is individual based. Depends on what's going on with you. I ask you questions, find out what's going on with you, find out your daily activities, what's bothering you today. Every massage is different. I don't do the same massage on everybody because everybody's different. I don't do the same pressure on everybody because everybody's different. Some people I can go deeper, other people lighter. Fibromyalgia people can have a flare-up. It's a light touch. Somebody with a sports injury, knee injury, if they're sore, I can work that out. I do stretches on them. It all depends on, I analyze what goes on and I look at the body structure when you lay down to see how your body is laying on the table. If one hip's higher, one hip's lower, let's fix the problem, not treat the symptom.
In an era where newspapers are struggling and a lot of larger papers are dying, we are doing well because we tend to cover things local and we offer news that people can't get anywhere else. That's our model, is covering local news and sports and anything to do with the community. In an era where everybody's trying to be the first to get the news out, we actually do some research and talk to the sources and get the story and all the details behind the story.
You've probably driven by the old red covered bridge at Chitwood when you're driving from Corvallis to Newport. It would be an important spot on the railroad. If you read the sign, it was 139 8/10 of a mile to Portland and 750 6/10 of a mile to San Francisco. But today, this is what's left of old Chitwood. This is a story of a place called Chitwood, a spot on the side of the road that meanders through the hills of Corvallis and drops you off in Newport.
Chitwood is always Chitwood, and it's alive for me.
That's Maud Eastwood. She's 88 years old. Maud has outlasted just about everything in Chitwood. She's even 6 years older than that old red-covered bridge. Maud was one of 11 children. Her daddy used to run the town's market and post office. She grew up in this old house that sat on the same property as her current home. The old house didn't last. The memories do.
What we would do on Saturday nights, there'd be a big bonfire of ties that they'd taken on, that need to be burned. The whole community would meet. There were Norwegians that would be playing cover instrument. But you see, we were also pure that we weren't allowed to open up the window where we were sleeping and hear the music. But they had fights and everything,
So somehow you heard it.
Well, I snuck it open when they were.
They didn't go to the town church. Her daddy didn't like the denomination, so they had church at home.
When it was time for us to be baptized, we were baptized under the bridge down here, of course.
Chitwood was a fuel stop. Backs were powered with wood. Folks in Chitwood cut cord after cord to load on the trains as it made its way back and forth to the coast. When the highway came in, Chitwood's doom was sealed. Folks stayed busy for a while. Maud and most of her friends moved away. A few years ago, she and her husband came back. He later died. At one time, there were 30 families in these parts. Now it's just Maud, a couple of neighbors, a sheep or two, the bridge, and her hill.
That's what's keeping me living, is going up and down that hill. Like I said, I've got air in my lungs now. I've got muscles in my legs. I beat the United Parcel Man up.
In Maud's mind, Chitwood has always been home.
When I was a pre-teenager, the night, the stars, the outside, it was part of me. To hear the wind in the leaves, it was part of me.
How does one put into words a lifetime of memories that somehow seem to come back to such a place?
It was if I had left when I came back. It was as if it was all still here for me.
There's something about childhood. It grips us. It won't let us go. Home.
And I thought, God is good. Here's where I'm supposed to be. He has seen to it that I'm back again. And I'm looking at that same moon going over the sky.
Home doesn't have to be where you live. So you're back home.
I'm back home.
Chitwood. It did matter. More than a bridge, you bet. Just think what you'd miss if you didn't stop and ask a few questions. Hey guys, I want to show you a really fun setup we learned today. Super good for your core. It's really more of a core workout. So I'm going to get on the bench like this, put a weight in my hand, I come back, I come up, and then just to that position like that. And you're right there, when you come to that section right there, my core is engaging. So you're taking this weight and I'm pushing it out when I stand up. Like that. And you do that. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you. That is, it is, your whole core is engaging. You're working your back, your shoulders. This is such a great core exercise. Get a weight or something slippery behind you. And then go back, forward, back, forward. Now, you want to work your triceps and your core at the same time. We call them walk blocks. They are horrible. So you're down, up, like this. And then, I have just started. I tried this morning, my first time, and you're supposed to do it with 4 of these. I couldn't do it. Too hard. And I am at the end of my workout, so I'm making up excuses, but a friend of mine showed this to me. Watch this. So you go. And then you
but you're supposed to do that with 4. I'm gonna have to work my way up. I'm not kidding you, but it's good for us, right? Try that today.
So the other day I was talking to a friend of mine and she asked me a really tough question. She says, Rick, I don't want to know what you do. I want to know why you do it. And that got me thinking. It was really hard. So the first time I said, I don't know. I mean, why do I produce videos? Why do I do Get Real with Rick Dancer? Why do I do video production? And I said to her, you know, I think it's because I like to give a voice to the voiceless. And she goes, you like to? And I said, no, I love to. That's my whole passionate thing, is to give a voice to the voiceless. And she says, why? I said, I don't know. And she goes, I said, because I guess people deserve to have a voice. And she said to me, why? And it really made me have to go inside deep and think about it. And finally, it kind of came to me, and I understood why. When I was a kid, my dad was a good guy, but he didn't listen to me. And he was a negotiator and a speech teacher, and he and I just missed each other, and so he didn't connect with me. So he would pretend to listen or think he was listening, but in the end, he wouldn't really be listening to me. And that has driven me my entire life, and I didn't even know it. So why is that important to understand that? Because my business is not about making money. Yes, I have to have money to survive. I'm not retired like people think. This is a business. It pays my bills. I have a mortgage just like you do. I don't have a car payment because I'm smart. But I do have to make a living. But the thing is, I don't want to be about the paycheck. I want to be about businesses that are like me, not just like me. I want businesses who have the same ideas, the same drive that I do, and that's who I want to work with. I want to tell the why you do what you do, not necessarily what you do. The what will come out, but if you don't have the why, people aren't going to pay attention to you. So if that sounds like something we could team up with, I'd love to talk with you more about that. Because you know what? Why you do what you do is the only thing that's going to get you up out of bed every day and get you to work. What you do is just going to make you work for a check. I am not going to spend my life doing that. I can't.
Thank you.